You are about to enjoy an It Takes Three Network podcast. In Manhattan, some parties are VIP only, others are strictly private, but some parties are political, and those lines are drawn by the most established of the establishment. And once those lines are drawn, they can never be crossed. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Three Gossip Girls, a Gossip Girl podcast. I'm Liz.
And I'm Michelle.
Tonight we watched Season 3, Episode 8, The Grandfather, Part 2. Original air date November 2nd of 2009. Written by Len K. Rosenfeld, directed by Mark Pisnarski. Olivia reveals something about Dan on Jimmy Fallon that she regrets. Meanwhile, Election Day is nearing for Nate's cousin Trip, and the two suspect their grandfather will stop at nothing to win. Blair befriends a new girl. Just a new girl.
Putting it lightly.
Glassful of gossip tonight is titled, I'll Have What She's Having.
Ooh.
A reference to When Harry Met Sally, which is my mom's absolute favorite movie. And also the last line in the episode where Trip says, I'll have what she's having. And so I decided to, again, put a pep in our step, get something good in our gut. So kombucha, and then I mixed it with seltzer.
It's delicious.
And it was good. Yeah.
So good.
It diluted the kombucha, and then the kombucha made the seltzer sweeter. So
it
was very
really
refreshing.
good.
A mocktail, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I separated the characters again this episode. It just was easier. And then once they all come together, we'll talk about them together. But in the beginning of the episode, we start out with Serena. She's reading the articles about her and Patrick, and she thinks they're quite amusing. You can see her like smiling, like, I kind of like this limelight that I'm in. She gets a call from Casey, who tells her that Patrick is being considered for a role in a new movie about politicians. And so she knows that Serena knows the Vanderbilts and the Archibalds. And so she said, hey, get him an invite with you to the Vanderbilt election party so that he can mingle and get an idea of what a politician does, and maybe he'll be good for the role. So then Serena kind of has to explain that she's really on the outs with the family, but of course Casey orders her to just try it anyway. So she heads over to NYU to drop off a copy of Olivia's interview with Jimmy Fallon. After she does that, she runs into her ex-bestie, Blair, in the hall. And Serena offers very maturely to talk this over lattes, but of course Blair does not accept this.
I feel like in this episode we have to count the Serena mature moments.
Yeah.
This is number one.
There was a bunch. Yeah. It was great to see, hey, we've been friends for 18 years. Let's not just throw this away for something stupid. Let's talk about it. Blair is not into it, and she declines, says some jabs. The two of them throw jabs at each other. And it's clear that neither of them are going to apologize now. They end the convo, though, with Blair telling Serena that she's met a bunch of new friends at NYU. And, she doesn't need Serena. And Serena's being childish and says that she can't wait to meet them at the election party that night. So Serena's banking on going, and Blair's banking on bringing some friends. Serena then desperately calls Nate to get an invite, but he doesn't answer her phone call. She heads to the campaign office to try and get an invite, but of course Nate refuses. Then Trip comes over and says, hey, Serena, you coming to the party tonight? And she's like, I wouldn't miss it. Thanks, Nate, for putting me on the guest list.
Good old Trip.
Yep. Before the election party, Serena goes to see Patrick at his hotel. He's fooling around, no clothes on, drinking without a shirt, and Serena's trying to push him, let's get dressed, let's not fool around, and you can tell she's already starting the night pretty annoyed. That was Serena's morning/afternoon. Let's go over to Olaj. Olaj! Padgy and Olivia wake up after a night together, and Padge says that he really wants to see her interview with Jimmy Fallon. And it's very apparent Olivia doesn't want Padge to see this, and she's trying everything she can to postpone
Yeah.
Padge seeing
and
this.
it's clearly she's hiding something.
She is hiding it. And so to appease him, she's like, okay, I'll get a copy from Casey maybe later. So he heads out of the dorm to go brush his teeth, and some guy in the hall is like, hey, bathroom boy. And Padge looks at him and he smiles and laughs and he's confused, but he's like, okay, and like laughs it off.
All makes sense now.
Right, of course.
This just clicked for me, by the way.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Bathroom boy. And Padge is like, yeah, haha. Everyone greets me like that here at NYU.
Weird.
So while Dan is in the bathroom, Serena is in that moment bringing the Fallon tape over to Olivia, who asks Serena if she saw the tape. And Serena kind of awkwardly nods and says, yeah, I did see it. And Olivia's like, I can't believe I said that about him. He's going to be so mad. I'm doing everything in my power not to have him see it. I'm deleting everything. And Serena's like, well, you got to make sure you don't, you delete Gossip Girl too, because it can get out to her. And she's like, yeah, I'm doing everything I could. So at that moment, Dan returns and he asks Serena again, hey, can we get that copy of the Jimmy Fallon interview? But before she can answer, Olivia's like, don't you have to go meet up with Patrick? Just go now. Again, avoiding it. Later on at the Vanderwoodsons, Dan and Olivia are very sweetly hanging out with Lufus and a sick Jenny.
Okay. I just want to interject here. Again, the problem I have with this show.
Yes, so much.
No, but no, in terms of like storytelling, is the last scene of last week's episode is Jenny's cleaning out her closet.
Right? You would think we would open up something interesting with her.
And then you watch this episode and you're like, Jenny who?
You're like,
Jenny had a moment?
Yeah.
What happened to that?
I know. It's a huge fault that they have.
And then the whole time when she was sick, I'm like, oh my God, she's faking it.
Right. Like it has to be for an ulterior motive, right? No, I guess, I don't know if Taylor was actually sick or whatever, but I guess this episode really wasn't about them. And so
sick. Yeah.
She's sick. They come over to play Scrabble, and some sneaky behavior does occur while they're playing. Apparently, Dan gets a text from the Gossip Girl blast and something about him being bathroom boy, and Olivia quickly takes his phone and deletes it with the help of Jenny. She's like, get the phone. So during the Scrabble game, Dan gets up to look for the Scrabble dictionary because they're confused on a word if it's actually a word. And when he can't find it, he tries to Google this on on Jenny's laptop. And like the first thing that pops up is Olivia's interview with Jimmy Fallon. So he plays it. You only see him looking at a portion of it. He then is quickly ready to leave, tells Olivia, hey, you stay here. You seem to be winning at Scrabble. And so her and Jenny believe that, oh shit, Dan saw this interview and now he is really upset with me. So then the audience gets to see the Jimmy Fallon interview. And Michelle and I are like, it doesn't seem too bad. But the two of them watch it, and Jimmy Fallon states that she has a really funny story about her first date with this guy. And so she's telling Jimmy about how he went into the bathroom and came out and his shirt was inside out. And the guy claimed that there was a spider on him, and so he had to take his shirt off.
This guy, he goes to the bathroom. He comes back.
Well, it was our first date, and he goes to the restroom, and when he comes back, his shirt was on inside out.
Check, please. That's where you go right there. Yeah, that's when you get out. Really? That's when you have to leave, yes.
No, I find out later that on the way into the bathroom, he's walked into a spider web, and a spider crawled inside his shirt.
Yeah, the old spider excuse. Yeah, we've all used that one before. Yeah, a spider came down my shirt, and that's why I had to take my shirt off. And okay, yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I would believe that one. And now, are you still dating bathroom boy, or is he arrested? I don't know.
Tomorrow is our 1-month anniversary.
Oh my gosh! Well, congratulations.
Yeah, it's big.
In honor, I'll be taking my clothes off in the bathroom and then redressing myself.
To me, okay. What's the big deal?
I'm like waiting for it to get bad.
Right. And so then Jimmy's like, oh my God, that's a red flag. He's like really beefing it up. It's such a red flag. You gotta dump this guy, bathroom boy. And so then Olivia is like, well, actually.
Thanks, Lemmy.
I'm like, what is
I know,
that?
it sounded like an earthquake. Just Liam revving up.
So, back to what I was saying. Thank you, Liam. Oh, and now he's jumping on the table. Okay, so Jimmy calls him bathroom boy, and she says, well, we actually are still together. It's now our 1 month anniversary.
That's really sweet.
Very sweet that she remembers that. So many noises tonight. Okay. And then Olivia calls Dan, but he doesn't answer. And so she heads up to the Brooklyn loft to apologize to him. And when she does, Dan states that he knows about the interview and he's not even mad about it. He just ran out because he forgot it was their 1 month anniversary. And he wanted to do something really special for her with candles and dinner. And then he also admits that there wasn't a spider on the first date. He actually was just super sweaty and had to take his shirt off to keep drying the pits. And all very sweet. And they enjoy a romantic dinner together. All is well on that front. They end up, which is super confusing. And Jess even mentioned it to me later on in questions and comments. But she's like, I have a surprise for you. And the two of them are cuddling on the couch. And they play another segment of Jimmy Fallon where Olivia's clearly wearing a different dress. It's clearly a different night. He's like, oh, you were really upset with me last time. Like, it wasn't the same episode. And they're like making sushi together, and then Jimmy's like, here's an apology cake for Dan, happy 1 month anniversary.
You know what would have made
It's
this
like, what the
believable?
fuck?
You know what would have made this believable? Why don't we show Padge and Olivia in different clothes?
Right, different clothes.
On the couch wearing the same exact, she's wearing the red flannel from the day, and Padge is wearing a gray Henley.
Right, so it's clearly the day after this episode was aired. So if you wanted to do the same, like, even if she's like, oh, I'm going to go, like, at least make it where you rushed, hey, Jimmy, can we get, like, a really quick set? You know, something. It just didn't make any sense. No sense.
No.
But whatever. That is Olage. Let's head over to Chair. Yeah. So Chuck, being the big businessman he is now, is hosting the election night party at the Empire Hotel. And he does give Tripp and his crew their exclusive penthouse at the Empire Hotel. And he also invites Nate to crash there at any time, whenever he'd like. Very nice.
Very nice.
They're setting up. Chuck and Blair go off to do their own things. And as we know, Blair bumps into Serena at the dorms and claims to have made some new friends, so she has to go out and do so. She ends up having lunch with her minions, and she vents on how she really can't find a friend that's worthy of her. She then spots a blonde with a very expensive Valentino handbag and decides to go introduce herself. And she's super nervous. She's like, can I touch it? Can I hold it? And the two of them hit it off right away, of course. She introduces herself, and the girl says, my name is Brandeis. Blair flat out asks her to come with her to the election party, and then Brandeis accepts.
Which it now makes
That's
sense
normal.
why she accepted. But it's such a weird thing. Like, imagine if a girl came up to you in a coffee shop because she liked your shoes and was like, oh my God, I love your shoes. Can you come to a party with me tonight?
Right.
And you'd be like,
super awkward. I'd be like, no, I'm busy.
Or I'd be like, hey, I don't know what I'd do. Say no, but we can talk another time.
Right. I think you'd be trying to sell me something or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Just strange. But Brandeis accepts. Later on at the party, it's obvious Serena is very frustrated with Patrick. Blair comes in to, of course, make matters worse, and she brags about her new friend Brandeis and how she knows all of the politicians at the party. Another thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
The two of them part ways, and Blair catches Patrick taking a pee in the fountain.
Because he's disgusting.
He's disgusting and a child. A little later on, Blair tells Serena that she brought her fake boyfriend upstairs because he was so drunk, he was making a scene. And to avoid that, she brought him upstairs where he could kind of sleep it off.
Yeah, and Serena should understand because she knows what it's like to be in that position.
Right. To be in the...
drunk.
Yeah, right. Blair. So Serena goes upstairs to wake Patrick. It's very difficult to wake him. She has to spill water on his face. He reveals Brandeis is an escort. And so Serena takes her ass downstairs to feel out Brandeis, and it's still very clear she is a working girl after all.
She does go to NYU, though.
She does go to NYU, and she is a psych major.
But she
Right.
just makes her coin a different way.
Exactly. And while Serena is like working sort of with Brandeis to see if she is an escort, Chuck is getting security to take Patrick out because he literally has like underwear on.
Yeah, right. He got out of the room.
Yeah, he's very drunk, and Chuck's trying to take care of the situation. Serena can't wait to reveal to Blair the news about her new buddy, Brandeis, and also says that she's going to be kicked out for being an escort because it's a scandal if an escort would be at a politician's party. The two of them, of course, are arguing, making a scene, and then our daddy Chuck has to literally come in and say, children, let's keep this, let's not do this here. This is my hotel. Please shut the fuck up. Like, don't embarrass me here.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so they end up fighting over Brandeis. Chuck says he's going to get down to the bottom of the escort situation. When he leaves, Blair flat out calls Serena a prostitute, which forces Serena to push Blair's face into the cake.
This was a fantastic moment.
It was awesome. It was so well-deserved. While Blair is cleaning herself up, Chuck approaches Serena, tells her that Blair needs her friend, which I understand what he's saying, but he knows Blair. It's a cry for help is what he's claiming to Serena. But it's just so frustrating to be Blair's friend and then have her boyfriend be like, she needs you. Like, well, she better treat me right then if she needs me.
Right.
But he said, you better patch things up now. You have 18 years worth of friendship. If you don't do it, one day, this is going to be a relationship of the past and you're not going to have each other. So, of course, that prompts Serena to go apologize and be the bigger person to Blair. And then Blair doesn't accept the apology.
Her reasoning
was ridiculous. She states she's moving on. She's at college. She has a relationship. And Serena doesn't have any of that. And also, Serena's pushed away all of the friends that she's made. Even Nate's mad at her for whatever reason. And she's pretty much alone.
Throughout all my years with Nate, my whole life, really, you've always been number one. And now, for the first time, things are different. I'm different. I have college and a real relationship. I'm starting to build a life for myself.
I'm building a life for myself, too.
With Carter, with your job as an assistant to a publicist who pays you to date a whacked-out movie star, you're drifting away from Dan and your family, and you've lost Nate, one of your oldest friends. This night is finally over. And as far as I'm concerned, so...
And I'm like, well, she kind of chose that.
But not only that,
be her friend.
Blair, you have not grown up at all. At fucking all. You go to college, you need minions. You go to college, you still need to be Queen Bee. You go to college, you're still messing with the people who are close to you, like Chuck, and manipulation.
Right.
And then
you have the audacity to say that Serena hasn't, she's moving on.
Serena actually got a job.
Right. Serena's trying to better herself. And she's trying to even say that to Blair. And Blair's like, as far as this friendship is, consider it over. Yeah. And so Serena's like, okay, there goes my apology. So Blair goes to find Brandeis, who admits that she is an escort. And then Blair realizes that Brandeis used her. And she's really upset about it. It's like, well, bitch, you used her in the first place.
Here's another thing, Blair. You still have not grown up or changed.
You used her in the first place. She's unbelievable. Outside, Serena is trying to put a very drunk Patrick into the car. Patrick invites her to come over or come out to another party with him. She, of course, declines this. And he's like, you have to do whatever I say. You're my fake girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And so at that moment, Serena's like, fuck this. And she takes a Sharpie, writes on his handkerchief, I quit. Deliver this guy to Casey, and that would be it. In Chuck's suite, Blair is waiting for him and tells him that she's no longer friends with Brandeis, which is very poetically a meaning for she's not friends with Serena anymore.
Yeah.
And she tells Chuck that he's her only friend and he's all that she needs, which... I mean,
it only goes so far.
Right? You kind of need another outlet besides your significant other.
You do.
Otherwise, things get really toxic. Not that it isn't already toxic, but you need an outlet.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of that has happened. We have a huge scandal among us, the Tripp and Nate grandfather situation. So, as we said, the election is happening that night, and Tripp and company are all staying in the penthouse. Tripp expresses some concerns he has with the polling numbers, and even grandfather whispers to Nate that he really doesn't have a chance and it would take a miracle for Tripp to win this. So later on that day, Trip and Nate are walking along the harbor discussing the poll numbers, where Trip reveals that he doesn't want to do this the dirty way and won't ask for William's help, even though Nate is suggesting it. Vanessa's also there because she's filming the whole campaign and was given permission to film during Trip's election. So at this time, they're talking. A man starts drowning in the Hudson River, and so the hero Trip that he is dives in to save him. Of course, Vanessa gets this all on camera.
Which we were laughing because where the docks were, I'm like,
it looks so shallow.
First off, he dove in.
Well, yeah, that too.
Like, how did he dive? And then you couldn't stand?
Right. That's
how deep
like,
is this?
It didn't look like he was drowning. But later, the story about Tripp saving this man is aired all over the television news stations, and this leads to his numbers really increasing because of it. Nate is definitely suspicious of their grandfather, but William denies not being anywhere near this, not a part of it. And as they're speaking, Vanessa gets a call from New York One asking to buy her footage. So she takes her footage back to NYU to go over it, and she sees the man purposely diving into the water and pretending to drown, realizing this was a setup. So she calls Nate to tell him about it, and Nate's like, I'm sorry, Vanessa, I'm really busy. Is this important? It's like, well, are you fucking kidding me? Of course this is important.
Why else would she be calling you?
Right. So stupid. And so he pretty much like refuses to believe that this was a setup. He's like, no. It doesn't make any sense. You don't know what you're talking about. Please don't send that footage to New York One. It would ruin Tripp's campaign. And Vanessa's like, but I'm just doing what's right.
And also, it's on camera. So I know what I saw. And Nate's like, just wait a few days for it to come out. It's like, well, no. Whatever. So she leaves. She tells him that Carolyn Lowe is interested in her footage. So Nate calls Carolyn Lowe to talk some things over. At the party, a woman confronts Vanessa and asks who she sold her footage to. Vanessa explains she sold it to Carolyn Lowe 2 hours ago. And this woman is very confused because she says, I'm Carolyn Lowe. And Vanessa says, well, who was the lady that I sold my footage to? Realizing Nate set it up. Yeah.
Vanessa goes to confront him, and the two argue, and as they're arguing, they see that on the news, the truth about it actually comes out and how it was a setup, and so Tripp is certain that William is responsible for this, and of course is angry. William admits that he definitely had doubts about Tripp winning, but he definitely did not do this. He denies any involvement. So Tripp is ready to withdraw his election, and so then Nate has to gather the press. And Nate is very like stern in this episode. He's like, can we get the room, people?
And
I'm like, what?
What's your role? Is this his
cousin?
role?
I'm cousin.
Cousin Nate Archibald's just going to speak?
Right? I don't really know if he has a specific title, but he's kind of just there for like moral support and promoting his cousin. But just the way he's like handling himself in this, I'm like, what happened to you, Nate? You're like very... I don't know. To me, yeah, it's very professional. But to me, he seems like the type of person that wouldn't like want to be like addressing a room. But we do see as like the grandfather gets involved, he does do that. So once the press is gathered, Nate takes the stage and he tells everyone that he was responsible for the setup and that Tripp had no idea.
And that Tripp is an amazing
And he's
candidate.
an amazing guy. You don't take this, into consideration. He had no idea. So later that evening, Tripp is thanking Nate for his sacrifice that he made. And it's then revealed that Tripp won the election. Nate says that they are the only honest men in their family. Or maybe he meant it towards Tripp.
He said Tripp is the only one.
You're the only one.
Yeah, with the moral compass.
Yeah, and I'm happy to watch you lead. I have complete faith in you. Tripp promises Nate that he will pretty much fix all of the wrongdoings of the Vanderbilts. Nate leaves and Maureen comes to congratulate Tripp. Inside, after this, Maureen is hanging out with William and says that this plan was brilliant and Nate was brilliant, and then reveals to William that she was the one who set up the hoax.
This is a good twist.
It was a good twist. I remember not seeing it coming the first time I watched it. And now that everyone is convinced William did it, Tripp is pretty much out of his control and nobody respects him anymore.
William's canceled.
Yeah, he's canceled. And they're like, we're so free of you. It's awesome. because this whole entire time, William has been pretty much running everything for Trip. So William threatens to tell Trip, but Maureen says that, you really don't have any credibility anymore, and she walks away.
It's true.
Yeah. Our last scenes, Vanessa is watching her actual footage again on the news, and she seems to be quite happy. And back at the Empire, Serena is sitting alone having a drink. Poor girl had a rough day. Trip enters the bar and says that he just wanted to be alone for like the last minute, that he believes he will be for a pretty long time being a congressman. And so he can tell that Serena is like upset about something. And so he says, do you want to talk about it? And the two pretty much spend the night just talking. And that's where our episode ends.
It's weird because I feel the last scene could be taken two ways.
It could totally be taken a bunch of ways.
It could be taken because he's like, hey, let me start my duty of fixing and listening.
Right. And he was being, as congressman, and he was saying like, it seemed to me genuine. Like, hey, let me hear what you have to say. They've known each other for a long time.
They have, right?
Yeah.
And she asks, oh, where is your wife? And he goes,
if they didn't add that part in, it wouldn't be suspicious.
Thank you.
Yeah. But the fact that they did, it could go either way.
Because he was like, I don't know. She's somewhere in there. And so he orders what she's having.
Right.
They start drinking. She starts talking. He's listening. And I'm like, are we supposed to think that something's going to happen with them? Or the Trip's just a really good guy and we're never going to pick up on this again?
I think it's up to your interpretation.
Well, obviously.
Of next week. Yeah.
But next week it means nothing because we never touch upon things.
You're right. You're so right. So we could touch upon it next week. We could touch upon it in 2 weeks. Who knows? But we'll get more of a confirmation, I should say. Yeah. But I know it could really go either way.
Yeah.
But that's where we end for the episode. Going to take a break and we'll be right back.
Lisa Lucas from Best Forevers, a podcast for kindred spirits. I'd like to start a movement where we spend more time loving on our friends because although friends are important to us, they're often in the shadow of other relationships. So if you want to love on your friendships a little bit more, embrace friendship a little bit more, or just appreciate your friendships a little bit more, then this podcast is for you. We'll explore all the different ways friendships take place, share the amazing stories of friendship, and discuss best practices for the difficulties that friends may experience. It's time to embrace friendships because without our friends, who would we be? So check out Best Forevers on iTunes, Stitcher, and all the other podcasting listening venues. And be sure to follow Best Forevers Pod on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Welcome back from break. One note of trivia. The episode is based off the movie The Godfather Part 2.
Well, clearly.
What a shock. There's one goof at the end of the episode when Trip and Serena are talking at the bar. Serena's hand goes from her forehead, then down, and then back at her forehead. It's not really cohesive.
Got it.
Music, we have I See You by Mika, I Could Rob You by The Plasticine, Float by Quizzo, Two Left Feet by Anya Marina, Everything Is Shattering by Maps, Damn You Hollywood by Fred, The Nerve by The Republic Tigers, Hollywood by Hollywood Holt, Take You Out by The Estate. Okay. Heading over to Instagram for some questions and comments. Jess at Mrs. Boquist says, Nate is acting like such a baby with the Serena situation. You were the one that played her.
Yeah, really.
You have like no credibility
People
here.
seem to forget
Right? They're like,
their actions in this episode.
You wronged me, but how about last time when you wronged that person? Jess pointed out, which we were also wondering, the Olivia Fallon interview was really weird timing. She went on twice in 1 month, apparently. The first time she went on, it was the day before their 1 month anniversary. Then on their anniversary day, they were watching the episode, another episode she was on with the apology cake. Very confusing.
She also pointed out in the Netflix chat, I don't know if she said it in notes, but about the liquor license.
Oh, no, she didn't say that in about the liquor license, but if Chuck is having them at the Empire, it's clear he doesn't have a liquor license as of yet, unless they completely brushed over that. But it's supposed to be the speakeasy thing, you know? Yeah, so true. So true. Her question, what would you have done if you were in Vanessa's shoes and discovered the truth?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have just let that go, especially with the politic campaign.
I wouldn't have, you know what, this is horrible of me. I probably wouldn't have said anything to Nate, and I probably would have just sent it in. And then it would have been like not on me that this was my doing, sort of. Like, I saw this and I sent it. It would be like, all right, well.
Like, you would send it but not say what happened in the video and have them discover it?
Like, hey, we have to go back to this footage. And I'd be like, oh my God.
I think I
I had no idea.
would have given a heads up.
I know. It's
and
terrible.
continue forward. I wouldn't be like, no, I'm not going to turn a blind eye about this.
Right. Yeah. So if you're going to do shady
clear.
shit, yes. But also, I guess Maureen's plan was for Vanessa to find out, tell Nate, and then have some sort of...
How the fuck could she...
How would she have predicted that?
What if Vanessa is not a very, critical of her work and was not focusing on the background?
Right.
And I guess, does that mean Maureen hired the guy she was interviewing? Because the reason she caught it on tape, because she's interviewing a guy, like, who are you going to vote for?
Maybe.
And then, so you're telling me Maureen put this all together?
Right. It's very suspicious.
Okay,
I don't
Maureen.
know. I know. It's a big stretch. Mike at Del_Vasto. Question for Michelle.
Yes, Mike.
He's wondering, if you were watching this show alone, would you be thinking about or caring who Gossip Girl is?
Yes.
Oh, you would? Okay. I would think that you wouldn't, because it's not even like a thing, really.
The only reason I would watch the show is to find out who Gossip Girl is.
Right.
Especially 3 seasons in. I'm like, I just want to know who Gossip Girl is.
Right, I know. Same. You just want it to happen.
That's just
already.
what I wanted to happen. Yeah.
Tish at Letitia_Dominique enjoyed this episode and can't believe Chuck is the only one adulting over the others.
Tish? What the hell?
He's the only one. Everyone's children.
But thank goodness, and I said this to Liz when we were watching, after 3 seasons, at least someone is growing up.
Right. The person that we kind of told you, like, kind of guaranteed pretty much had to glow up.
That is
at least
true.
You're seeing it, and I feel better that you are, because it's very clear. Because in the beginning, he's awful.
Yeah.
And then he gets progressively less awful. And then he goes back to being awful, and then he gets a little bit less. But it's just nice to see someone who's trying to really make something of himself and, like, recognizes that these people are children.
Yeah.
When they can't recognize it themselves.
Right.
She thought it was quite interesting to see Serena being on the outs in this episode, which, yeah, I feel like we don't really see that. She has really no ties to anyone at the moment. And Blair does even say, like, you're pushing away your mom, Dan. Like, she doesn't really have anyone besides her job at the moment.
I don't view it that way.
Okay.
I really don't. I view it as she's working. And
right. She's moving on.
She's made amends with everyone.
Right.
I mean, Padge, she's fine with. Padge is just dating someone else.
Exactly. Like, that doesn't make a difference that he's happy dating someone else. They don't have to be like these, like, happy-go-lucky best friends that hang out all the time.
They're mutually fine.
Right. Yeah. I think Blair just was digging wherever she could.
Sucks.
Tish also predicted the scandal would have been thought out by either Maureen or Tripp.
Wow.
Yeah, she was on top of that. Tish enjoyed the Olage having their own separate storyline this episode, and this show has a habit of meshing all of the characters together with the same storyline, so she was happy to see them by themselves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Same. She said there's a deleted scene where William gets mad at Nate for taking the fall for the scandal and tells him he just harmed Tripp's campaign. Nate states he did more for Tripp than William ever would, and that Tripp and Nate don't want him around anymore. So pretty much what Maureen said to him. She gives this episode a 2 out of 3 glasses of gossip.
Nice.
Tish hopes Serena and Blair will make up soon. Michelle, do you still predict that in 2 episodes this will be all over?
Yes.
Also, do you think something will happen between Tripp and Serena? She sensed a vibe.
Yes.
Okay. Fun stuff.
I do.
Vic at Musechik says Blair and Serena are so petty they belong together as best friends.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Sure. I get
It's hard right now because Serena is so much more likable at this moment when we definitely had the Serena moment, right?
Yeah.
We were on the hating train.
Yeah.
Not hate, but super just not
the dislike
a likable,
boat.
dislikable character at that point. So Blair is just really, she does a lot too.
Sorry.
It's okay, Ian.
Excuse me?
Blair just does a lot to be annoyed at as a child. She's just so annoying.
Like even Serena, I see her trying to change and progress.
What's
but-
that?
It's a speaker. It's Blair who's just, I don't see any growth.
Me
I see no
either.
growth.
It's so sad. You would think in 3 seasons that one character would have some sort of growth, but she doesn't. Vic loves Olaj as well. They're so cute. Her question to play off Tish's a bit, do you think what Blair said to Serena hit a nerve and that's what forced her to quit?
Yeah, I do. And especially the look at the end across the street.
Yeah, right.
But I think I'm hoping Serena took that, was like, no, like, yeah, there's some, truth to that, but fuck you, Blair.
Right. Rihanna at Reese Simpson 13 says the friendships on the show are exhausting.
They are, girl.
Yeah, Nate and Vanessa, Serena and Blair. She says at least the Olaj storyline was lighthearted and she really misses Lufus.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. Got an email from Lisa. She really liked this episode overall, but not a fan of the Serena and Blair rivalry. Obviously, no one is. It's ridiculous. She's happy to see that the chair situation wasn't prolonged that much. She isn't a huge fan of them as a couple, but like most of us, is really loving Chuck's progression.
Yeah.
She loves seeing Trip again. She's got a huge crush on him. However, it seems that they changed his character a bit from the first time we met him. He gives her the creeps in the beginning, and now he's like a saint. She's here for it, but still a bit odd. She doesn't want him and Serena to hook up. She also sensed something there. All right. That's all we have for questions and comments. Love hearing from you guys.
Thanks,
It's
guys.
the best part of our day.
So fun.
All right. So going to fashion headband. I had 5.
I had 3.
All right.
3 to 5.
Jess didn't have any. She said she must have missed them all. What other fashion did you like?
I liked Blair's gold dress in the first time we see her.
I liked Serena's sparkle sweater.
Yeah. I like Vanessa's moto jacket and earrings.
Yeah. I also loved Vanessa's big braided bun.
Yeah.
Her hair looks so good like that.
Serena's glitter cardi.
Yes. Serena's braid with her pewter dress at the election.
Love that dress.
I don't know if it's pewter, but in some of the pictures they were showing it was almost green, but I whatever it was, it looked good.
I liked Olivia's flannel shirt.
Me too. I loved Dan's gray Henley t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Lily's gray dress while they were playing Scrabble had like a black belt in the middle. It was very nice. Quotes. Scrabble, bitches.
I'm not friends with staff.
Yeah. Where did you get the script? In the garbage.
I voted for you.
God. That was one of the cringy moments of Serena. Dan, when he's watching the interview, she's cute.
Padge, I need a SARS mask, which hits
It hits too close to home right now. Want to go upstairs to see if 2 blondes make a right?
Vanessa, what happened to you, Nate?
After all, you're the only honest man in our family. I'll be honest, my dear. I never really spent much time thinking of you. Bartender, I'll have what she's having. Just like, well, you didn't actually think they wanted to play 5 hours worth of board games with us, did you? MVP and shittiest? I know everyone struggled with MVPs because we had a lot of shittiest, but I'm happy with my choice. Everyone else picked the exact same person, not opposite me, but different than I.
So I have MVP.
Blue ribbon?
And blue ribbon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, MVP.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, Patch.
Serena.
Okay.
Yep.
Who's your blue ribbon?
I have 2 blue ribbons.
Oh, is Chuck one of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the cake moment, which I guess would be Serena.
Yes, Serena. So why did you pick Serena?
Well, I feel that she tried to make amends with Blair.
Yeah, she did.
More than once in this episode. She's trying to do the best she can at her job, trying to get into that party because of her job and doing it and dating that guy. And it's just a fucking mess.
Yeah.
And I just like the way she's handling herself. And I can't believe I'm saying that because out of everyone,
Right.
literally everybody is pretty fucking shitty.
It's
in
so
this
true.
episode. But I have to give it to really when she put Blair's face in the cake. I was like, thank you, Serena.
Yeah, she was a contender for me, but I chose Padge because I really enjoyed how he handled the interview situation. He wasn't mad about it. He's like, it's cool. Immediately went home to plan their 1 month anniversary. I just thought that was super sweet. I just really liked their chemistry. He was really light as usual.
Right, he wasn't
you know?
shitty. I don't mean every.
No, he wasn't. Like,
Him-
I don't include them in this
Okay,
mix. Yeah,
I don't either. That's why they're like separate.
They're separate.
Yeah.
But mostly everyone, Lisa, Jess, Mike, Rihanna, Vic, all picked Chuck.
Which blue ribbon.
Because of the way he handled the party and gave Serena the hard truth about Blair. And then Tish fused Chad, Chuck, and Padge.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
can agree with that too.
Yeah.
Shittiest. I mean, I guess there's so many. If I had to pick, you know what? I'm changing my answer.
Yeah, okay.
There's someone that stands
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, Blair. Yeah,
Who
I
was
originally
originally?
had Nate, but you know what?
Well, Nate, I think, fixed the day.
He did. At the end, he kind of redeemed himself. But we picked Blair. Also, Mike's blue ribbon is Blair. He wished she grew up. And Vic also picked Blair for her shittiest. But mostly everyone else has Nate.
Okay, so yes for Nate, but also he made that speech and took the blame.
Right.
And he didn't want to throw his grandfather under the bus because he thought it was his grandfather.
He did.
And you can't even pick Maureen as the shittiest
Nah,
because
she's
she's
just-
just trying to support in her own manipulative.
She was trying to stay,
conniving way.
stay in the family because the
Yeah.
family is really hard to deal with. She's like, I have to do what I have to do.
Right. So I don't really blame Nate.
Yeah. But totally, Blair, the second time I watched it with you, she was the epitome of bitch and childish. She wouldn't let Serena apologize to her.
Does Blair
Like,
evolve?
I mean, she does.
I can't imagine.
It's so hard. There's like a true point where she does, but it's not yet.
Well, no, I
But
know that.
I'm trying to think of even until that point if she
And-
gets a little
And the
better.
thing is, you don't even know.
And I don't even know, but I know the point in her life where she is better. It's just I don't know the
Is it
progression of
so
how
she
we
has
get
kids?
No.
You're not gonna tell me about it.
No.
But anyway,
God, if only that would make her maybe I don't know if that would make her worse
yeah, I
or
don't
better.
know either. She could be like a mommy Zilla.
Yeah. But she just was awful. Lisa, Jess, Mike had shittiest for Nate for the stunt he pulled with Vanessa. Even if he sort of redeemed himself in the end, it was still low. Plus, he needs to get over the bullshit with Serena. Tish fused again. She had Nortarine, Nate and Maureen. Rihanna said if Michelle can pick Olivia's dress, she's picking politics for her shittiest.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Love that. All right, let's go over to Patron of the Week.
Yay!
It's Patron of the Week.
Patron of the Week. It's Patron of the Week. It's Patron of the Week.
Who will it be?
It's Patron of the Week.
This week I chose our ice cream correspondent whose birthday is in a few days from when you're listening to this. Happy birthday, Mike. Inside joke if you listen to Let's Talk OC. If you don't, then you don't know what we're talking about. But each week Mike picks the ice cream flavor that pairs with the episode of the OC. It's pretty awesome. His in-depth discussion and reasoning for why he chose this flavor is always astounding. We're always laughing and thinking he's incredible. And we just wanted to say thank you so much, Mike, for being a part of the IT3 family. You're always at the Netflix party. You're always sending questions and comments. We just really appreciate you.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, Michelle. Next week is interesting. They're all interesting. Season 3 is quite interesting. So for season 3, episode 9, the title is They Shoot Humphreys, Don't They?
Oh, okay.
So as much as we have been having a chair moment, this is definitely a Humphrey moment.
Mhm.
My 3 gossip words are
3 gossip words.
distractions, cotillion, 3.
Cotillion.
Cotillion.
Jenny? She would be the only one of age, right?
This is true.
Her and Eric?
This is very
I guess
true.
Cotillion.
It's a great prediction.
Man, our shows and their cotillions, man.
Right?
As I say man twice. Yeah, okay. Cotillion is happening. And three's a crowd.
3 is certainly a crowd.
Wow. I'm brewing as on air. So it's
once,
like dead mic.
Once you watch this episode, you're going to be like, oh, wow. Clever one, Alyssa.
Well, you always do an amazing job with your words.
You guys know.
So
after next week's episode, this is just my 2 cents. After next week's episode is when I said, you know what, I'm not watching Gossip Girl anymore.
Wait, what?
After next week's episode, when I first watched it live, I should say.
Okay, because you confused me.
Sorry.
I was like, wait, are we not watching anymore? How are we doing? Am I just going to write it? Let's just not watch it and rewrite the show.
Next week's
and
episode,
we'll act it out.
My sister and I watched it together. And I would love to have her commentary on next week's episode. We watched it and we looked at each other. We go, maybe we're going to take a break from Gossip Girl for a while. That's just
great. Cannot wait to watch it.
I'm just wondering on, however many years later, if I still feel that way. I did rewatch it and I was still like, okay.
Oh my God, Liz.
Why? Sorry to hype you up about this episode. If you know what happens, you probably are laughing and screaming at me right now. But this episode is such a doozy. That's all. I don't want to spoil anything else.
I'm so excited. Thursday can't come soon enough.
I know. I mean it in the best way, where it's like we're going to tear this shit
apart. Oh, goody, because I love tearing this show apart.
Yeah, we're going to tear this shit apart in the best way.
Shanna should come.
Maybe
if you want.
I'll ask
not to put
her.
pressure on the air. But
we'll see if she can get here by then.
Or call or something.
Or call, whatever. But yeah, I would love to hear what she has to say rewatching this episode, if it's just as cringy. It's just cringy. Yeah.
Wow. How fun.
And I will definitely speak my piece next week, because I don't want it to seem like I'm hating on things that happen. No. I just remember watching it and being like, oh, interesting. We're doing that.
Once you took your break, when did you come back?
I think I watched the finale, like the last half of the season, and then Shanna just continued watching it and I just didn't. And then Shanna didn't continue watching it for a while after.
That's how good this show is, huh? Wow.
Now that, obviously, because we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's so much fun still for me to still watch. And now, come season 4, it's going to be a completely different world, because I don't know what to expect each week. Even though I do know what happens. Now, I don't know exactly when those things happen. So it's just, we loved to critique. And that's what we do here.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I know my comments are, I don't know why. I feel like I don't need to defend my comments.
No, we don't.
Because I said this on Tree Hill Talk, and I've said this on not really on OC.
Well, because OC is completely different vibe. Yeah. That's your baby. Yeah.
It's my baby. But even though I don't agree with everything that happens over there either, but this show is so fun to laugh at and dissect. And when we watch it together, I mean, there's a moment I love screaming, we
laugh and shrill, and
there's fun in that, right?
It's so much fun.
Yeah. So, okay, they shoot Humphreys, don't they?
Yeah. So Distraction, Cotillion 3.
Well, I think Cotillion is definitely going to happen. I think Jenny's going to be a part of it. I think Eric will be a part of it. Perhaps there's a third member here, which I would say, it's brother from Boston, but he's on a fucking island. Even though he wouldn't be in Cotillion, but it'll be the third.
Scott,
that's
Scotty
his name.
Boy. I almost called him Aaron, because they're the same in my head.
Aaron, same thing. And then a distraction at Cotillion. So I guess they're going to have to there's going to be something with a distraction at Cotillion, which is wow, Michelle used the 2 words to describe what's actually happening. And
there's a lot of distractions everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. Not just at Cotillion. Definitely at Cotillion, but...
Gossip Girl present in this episode when you watch back and you're like, oh my God. It's not that kind of episode.
No.
That's
Unfortunately. Unfortunately, no. But this is definitely an episode you're never going to forget because it stays with me.
Okay, see, that I'm excited for that. I'm like, oh, when I say I can't wait, I truly am excited to watch a cringe something bad.
Yeah, it's, but it's not necessarily bad. I just didn't understand why they had to do this.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah.
And I'll continue, obviously, next week when we can really talk about it. But if you know, you know. And if you don't, you're going to find out next week.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to watch it regardless of my emotions and
Same.
feelings.
Same.
I can't wait to see Michelle's. I God pray that there is no internet connection issues or another storm happens because I want to see Michelle's face during this episode.
and
I must.
Because of the title, it's Humphrey heavy.
Yes. It's mostly... Obviously, Cotillion, yes, that's Jenny. So we understand Jenny's heavy in this episode. But the other Humphreys are a part of it too.
The mother's on the island, right?
Allison, yes. Who needs Allison? You got Lily.
No, I get that. I'm just trying to think of more Humphreys.
Right.
So it's like Rufus and Lily.
Well, Rufus, Padge,
Lily.
Yeah.
Got it.
Jenny.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All I have
Eric.
is Cotillion and a distraction.
Okay, cool. Well, if you had to predict who you think Gossip Girl is, because that is the concept of why we podcast on this show.
Yeah. Okay, so refresh my memory. When the text went off from Gossip Girl,
Yeah.
that happened in the living room.
It happened, while they were playing Scrabble.
Okay. Well, that's really hard to predict because you had all those people in those rooms, so it can't be those people.
Right.
Like, part of me wanted to be like, well, it's Jenny because she's sick. It's a stupid reason. But Jenny was like there, like when
I know.
So you can't really pick Jenny. And right now I can't pick Jenny.
Right. It wouldn't make sense.
And then Padge, that'd be weird.
Mm.
Because why would he react?
Right. Like, why would you see the audience see him react
So it can't be
if he
Padge.
was,
Yeah.
they're just.
And then let me ask you something.
Sure.
Without you trying to spoil.
Sure.
Gossip Girl,
Mm-hmm.
whoever they are,
Mm-hmm.
we've seen already.
Yeah.
And they've been present with us in 3 seasons.
Yes. Present, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
wait until you find that out.
Yeah. Oh man. That
Yeah.
keeps me going. It's
I
like
know.
it's like I got
It's
it.
fun. It's like a fun bonus that
yeah.
obviously we watch and critique the episode and laugh and scream at it. But then the fact that there is like sort of a mystery aspect that doesn't really exist in real time
So Gossip
yet.
Girl, the figure person was in season 1.
Yeah.
But I feel like you could say that and be like, yeah, they existed. Just because they existed.
No,
doesn't mean we didn't
they
see them.
definitely-
We visually saw them.
You have visually seen them, yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Wow. I should just get a list of season 1 characters and just every week just pick one.
Yeah.
I miss Penelope. What do you think that bitch is doing?
She comes back, I'm pretty sure.
Good. She's
I mean, not
Gossip
for
Girl.
a while. Okay.
That's who I'm picking because I miss her. So.
All right. Tish thinks that it's Nate this episode. She had a hunch, and Lisa is still on the Padge train.
You know, it would be funny if Gossip Girl was just a collection of people.
Yeah, like a cult kind of thing.
Kind of, because she gets tips in.
Right, like one person does
They.
this.
I don't know if it's a she, but as I
Right.
say, Gossip Girl. So gets like tips in, so that could be, oh,
Right.
this person is this, and then they
Right.
all find out like, wait, you're Gossip Girl, I'm Gossip Girl. What? That's me.
Love that. Love that, though.
So it's kind of a group collective.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah,
It would be a fun possibility, too.
I think I would be mad at that though. So let's hope not.
I don't know if you... I'm not going to say anything
Yeah, don't say
further
anything.
because we still have 3 more seasons.
Yes, we
if not
do.
3+ more seasons
True.
to get through. Which,
True,
in
true.
hindsight, to me, doesn't feel like that many. But of course, it's going to feel like forever.
I don't think so. I mean, look how we're already.
I know.
You know, it's crazy.
I know. But thank you to everyone who sent us questions and comments. If you've made it this far, please send us a devil emoji.
Love
The
that.
one that's smiling, not the frown.
Ooh.
The purple one. I like to use that. It always makes me think of Chuck and Blair for some reason. But if you want to reach out to us, please do so. Our socials are all in the description below. 3 Gossip Girls Pod, pretty much everywhere. We even have a Gmail account if you'd like to send us your thoughts while watching. You can head over to ittakes3network.com if you want to join our Patreon fam. You can hang out with us each Thursday, have a Netflix party, get a cocktail. It's fun stuff. Behind the scenes goodies, bonus episodes, all that jazz. And we'll be back next week for They Shoot Humphreys, don't they? You know you love us.
XOXO.
Gossip Girls.